Coming right up, the Spurs taking on. It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. With Brett Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at the Spurs. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them.
When I look at San Antonio, they're proving that all the talk we heard about them in the preseason was warranted. What a role this group's been on here early on.
And don't count on that coming to an end anytime soon. The talent level of this squad is off the charts. And with the momentum they're gathering here early in the year, it could steamroll through the season.
So the opening lineup for the Heat, they've got Aldridge. Castle is out there with Morrison. Then it's Tari Eason. And it's Phillips in at the 5 down low. And for the Spurs, they've got Wembanyama. He's out there with MP. Little out there with Dixon. And it's Branham in at the point. We've seen it already this season. MP has an elevated intent to win. Anytime he's matched up against one of the league's power teams. You know what? He loves these kind of challenges.
And let's give MP credit. He has walked the walk. The tougher the competition's been, the better they've been. This team is behind MP all the way, and the leadership he provides, they're not afraid of anybody.
Should be some fireworks in this one, Greg. Two cross-conference rivals squaring up.
Kevin, can you smell the intensity in the air? You can tell these guys mean business. Both teams want to prove they're the better squad.
And I'm not sure anyone's going to forget MP's recent quintuple-double anytime soon. First of all, it's hard to say, let alone hard to do. And least of all, the man himself will not forget it. He has been terrific. I know you and I'll remember it.
And the sheer effort it takes to do that would be too much for most. MP looks as fresh at the end as he did in the first quarter. I don't know how he does it.
A little, back to MP. Here's Branham. At the elbow, it's MP. Here's Wembanyama. Good, and it's MP picking up the assist.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Here's Morrison. He's a guy we see deliver on a nightly basis, averaging about 24.5 points a game. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And here are the Heat now. Shot clock at 6. Back to Eason. Miami no good on that time either.
Yeah, a little bit surprising he hasn't connected on at least one of his 3 shots yet, but he's going to keep shooting.
Here's MP. Again, the Spurs good for 2. And the league is still buzzing, Greg, about MP registering a quadruple-double.
One of the greatest all-around games in league history. MP is an incredible talent, and you know he'll put on another show here tonight.
Pass to Phillips. Good ball movement here by Miami. And the rejection by MP. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Sinks the three-pointer.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
And Dwayne Wade is the first Heat player to be honored with the statue. And Greg, that's pretty significant for a very successful franchise.
And Kevin, well-deserved, right? D-Wade, the best player in franchise history. He helped bring 3 championships to the city. Plus, he's already got a street named after him.
Pass to Aldridge. Down low. Here's Eason. And the rejection by Wembanyama. Here's Morrison. And stolen by MP. MP with video game numbers. How about the 60, 20, and 10 triple-double?
An all-time game in league history. MP just doing everything. This guy is a human cheat code.
Here's Phillips. Defended by Wembanyama. Shot by Eason. No good. Spurs leading by 6. Here's MP. And the dunk by MP.
Well, when MP gets the ball in that spot, he's thinking, stuff it.
Miami's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Little with the screen. MP with it. Picked up by Aldridge. And it's Little finishing it off.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
Yeah, you wondered if they would take some time to find their A game. They did it at jump ball. They've been awesome tonight.
Inside. To the wing right side. Pass to Morrison. Here's Phillips. This game he had 12. And the basket by Castle.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Back to MP. MP sets the screen for Little. MP outside. And he drives in. And MP throws it down hard.
Oh, my goodness. You talk about shedding the defender.
Pass to Castle. Here's Morrison. Up top, Eason. Defended by Wembanyama. 6 to shoot. Here's Castle. Oh, good on the triple. And here's MP. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. They are on a phenomenal run right now. 16 consecutive wins.
I mean, it's been a lot of fun to watch these guys and how much they're enjoying this. Every team they face is trying to end this big run. I've been on both sides of a game like tonight's, and I'll tell you what, it's tough to keep up a streak. Gotta love the pressure.
You know, you just can't say enough about the statistical marks that MP is putting up. I mean, Greg, this is just amazing stuff. How about his 20, 20, and 20 triple-double? I've never said that before. I mean, this is incredible.
And Kevin, something we'd only seen from the likes of Wilt and Westbrook, right? That's the kind of dynamic, prolific dominance you've got to exhibit to manufacture a stat line like that.
The Spurs making a switch here. Jenkins checked in. San Antonio with the ball. 11-point game. And this is their first time matched up with this year's Heat team.
Yeah, and they got the better of this matchup both times they faced off last season. Do they still have their number?
Well, we'll find out. Such talent on the floor tonight on each side of the matchup. There's some conference pride at stake, too. Both teams being among the cream of the crop in the East and the West.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
Floats it up for Wembanyama. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Yeah, the bully ball tonight has paid dividends. Highly effective down there with the physical play.
And stolen by MP. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And it's Little finishing it off.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add 2 ingredients. One would be playing smart. The other one, playing selfless. They've done that tonight. Serve it up.
The Heat trail by 18. And the foul called on MP. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
Miami with the ball. To the inside. Here's Phillips. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
This can make it so much easier for your teammate when you throw that lead pass that gets to him right on the money, whether that's on the run or in the shooting pocket.
Pass to Morrison. outside Aldridge. And there's the defensive 3-second call. Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Spurs. Good ball movement here by Miami. To the middle. Here's Eason. It's hauled in by MP. MP's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Well, he's just really struggling right now with everything he's throwing up. Nothing really helping out in terms of his confidence. I mean, these ones aren't even close.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Hey guys, MP in the last time out against the Raptors was playing superb basketball. He had an impressive number of points and a triple-double for all that effort. He ended up with a stat line he's no doubt proud of, and I'm sure he wants to replicate it again. Kevin?
David, we appreciate the update. Greg, we'll see if he can keep rolling here tonight.
Yeah, and that's the rub. When he's in rhythm, he can carry your team across the line.
And you want to see him make sure that the teammates are also involved in what they're doing, especially if he draws that much attention.
Launches a 3. Dixon grabs the rebound.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Goes up, and the dunk by Eason.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
There's 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Toe pitch, no good. Last game for the Heat, they picked up the win against the Magic. Pass to Clinton. Back to MP. Here's Castle. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And these are his 2nd and 3rd free throws tonight.
And on the season, he's just a shade under 80 from the line. I'll bet he'd like to get that up over that mark.
And the Spurs with some changes. Stokes is checked in for Dixon. And it's Knox in for Paul. Mendez checked in for the Heat.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
Knox, the pass to Stokes. Here's Clinton. And a miss there on the triple. Pass to Castle. Over Jenkins. Castle misses. MP has been leading the charge for the Spurs. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a comfortable margin for the Spurs here, guys.
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yeah, rebounding can also be just about will, and they showed some of that in going in there and collecting some boards.
And for Miami, looking who they've got out there. Where there's a lot of emphasis on three-point shooting, Greg. What's your opinion of that?
Well, Kevin, you know, stretching the D isn't just about how far out they have to defend. It's the distance between that and how far in you have to defend. That's why analytics favors shots at the rim and from distance.
Here's Eason. And it's blocked. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Intercepted.
Bro, go to the basket, yo.
Jenkins on the double team. It's blocked. And that's out of
Why
bounds.
did number 34? Why you didn't go to the basket? Why did you cut a 3? Why you didn't go to the basket?
Here's Runčić. Drops in the tray.
Yeah, clearly a defensive lapse there. He is automatic from deep if you're going to leave him that wide open. Big time mistake.
Here's the lob to the hoop. San Antonio again.
All right, bro. Y'all just
and
like
for the Western Conference,
go past him or
chance now
something,
to
Clinton.
recognize our player of the week.
Why are you slow?
MP.
Why are you running slow?
And the way
Go to the
that
basket.
he's
Go
been
to the
able to
basket.
kinda create something out of
Speed
nothing
up.
for his teammates has been
What are you doing?
remarkable. Fantastic and timely passing combined with his vision is something that all players should aspire to have.
Yo, I
And
just
the Spurs
hesitate
making
for
a
what,
change
bro?
here. Branham's checked in. Poked away. Pass to MP. What a move, MP.
And MP is letting his play do the talking. He is on one.
And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Here's Branham. Pulls up for three. Good, and it's MP picking up the assist. MP's got his 7th assist in the game. Here's Deminick. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Now, lead passes like that are so hard to defend. He never had to break his stride. So full speed, 2 points.
Screen by MP. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Clinton, and he jams it with authority.
What a fantastic job by MP to get it to the open man. That's winning basketball.
And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Topic. Now a timeout called by Miami. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And in that one, the backups came to play. Gave the team an infusion of points that just put them over the top.
Well, I talked to the assistant coaching staff. What they were stoked about is that the bench guys came in and played well. So punch off the bench, a big factor in that win.
Out to the right wing. Releases. A rebound by the Spurs. MP's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. To the paint. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Pass to Topic. Now Eason. Here's Deminick. Good on the triple. He has 7.
And they're hitting the long-range shots that they were missing in the first quarter, but still have ground to make up.
And the Spurs making a change here. Dixon's checked in, and Miami also making a switch. Brown's checked in. Spurs leading by 12. Here's MP. And MP throws it down hard.
Watching MP in mid-air, that's why people pay to see this guy play.
Pass to Brown. A rebound by the Spurs. MP's got 9 rebounds now tonight.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Such a wide open look. MP's got 6 points in the quarter.
He's got a lot to do with the position that they're in. A very smart offensive performance tonight from him.
It's tipped. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And the dunk by MP.
At this point, I don't know what you can do to slow this team down.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactic.
Here's Brown. Scoreless thus far. Here's Deminick. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Spurs leading by 16. MP inside. To the inside. Branham. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Pushing the action, getting others involved. He does it time and time again.
Nice to play with a point guard that takes pride in playmaking. It makes you move around just a little bit faster to get open spots.
Here's Topic. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. Clock at 6. Lets the 3 fly. And it's MP with the rebound. MP's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Pass to Jenkins. Here's Klintman. Floats it up for MP. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
They put that one on the platter. MP feasting on the alley-oop.
The Heat trail by 20. Here's Brown. And the 3 off target.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Here's Jenkins. Good, and it's MP picking up the assist. MP's got 10 assists here tonight. So active. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guy. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thanks. Last season, the NBA again set records for attendance. Overall, arenas were filled to 98% of capacity. Commissioner Adam Silver says we're in a great position. You almost can't fit more people in our arenas. Kevin, he made it clear the area for growth is in media and especially in mobile viewing.
David, you know this, directly to the fan. I mean, my goodness, all the different ways you can consume the game. It's beautiful. Spurs leading by 21. They set the pick. Into the lane. And the dunk by MP.
Well, MP launches himself straight off the drive, turning his speed into some hang time.
Here's Morrison. In this early bit of the season, Greg, how important are team goals?
Well, Kevin, you have to be working towards something.
One day ago.
San Antonio's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the 3-point shot tonight. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
These niggas are
And a
fucking
fast
tall.
break for the Heat. It's hauled in by MP.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Last game for the Spurs. They picked up the W against Toronto.
I like their aggressiveness in that one. No one's going to give you anything. You've got to go out and take it.
And going back and watching that game, there was not one spot on the floor that they did not own.
Wembanyama outside. Trains the three-pointer. Wembanyama's got 9.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Now, here's MP. He's guarded closely. Fade away. Eason grabs the board.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
44 seconds left in the first half. Here's Morrison. A 23-point game for him in the win against Orlando.
Felt like he had a sense in that game that the defense was being over-aggressive, and he tried to take advantage of that. He continually frustrated them throughout the night and got to the free throw line.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Inside.
San Antonio.
The Heat have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line.
Third personal foul.
No good on that one.
Bullet 2. At the line for the Heat.
He hits the second from the line. And so Wembanyama will bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Here's MP. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
You can just see the passion and love with which he plays the game. You see how he prepares, the work ethic, the way he interacts with his teammates. And when he hits the floor, it's all about the game.
It could go. And the last-second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. Their defense has been active and effective. We've got more in store for you right after this.
Welcome. First,
The young guys are playing well, but it's a long season. There's something called the rookie wall.
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Now we'll take a look back at our featured game. That was quite a performance for the Spurs.
It's one-sided on the scoreboard. Also in the...
And that'll do it for halftime.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. They've got MP. Little out there with Wembanyama. Then there's Dixon. And it's Branham in at the point guard position. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half. Castle misses.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Pass to Dixon. Floats it up for MP. Hammers the alley-oop through.
All night they've asked him to shoulder the scoring load, and he has not disappointed.
And Miami shooting a low 30% right now. An ugly offensive performance. Here's Phillips. And the rejection by MP. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by MP. Here's Castle. 6 on the shot clock. And Phillips gets it to go. Phillips has got 9. San Antonio's gone 6 of 11 when they're taking the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. Pass to Wembanyama. Back to MP. Looking for Eason. He gets it there. Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in.
Hate to say it, but if they're still trailing at the final buzzer, a lot of this is going to be felt by him. His shooting tonight has just been
Good, you're standing at 3-point, but why'd you have to move?
in this game to this point, but it looks like he just wants
This game
more. He
has
wants
no
to make
IQ.
sure that this lead holds up.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Castle. He has 6. Eason with it. For 3. And the rejection by MP. Here's Wembanyama. Good, and the assist goes to MP. And 11 points for Victor Wembanyama. And the Heat call time here.
And they're allowing too many points in the paint. Coach is going to let them hear about it.
Yeah, coach knows that. They know that. In the timeout, they're going to hear about it, make the adjustment.
Pass to Phillips. Eason gets a wide open look. And he's good on the 3 ball. 7 points in the game.
That's one of the best three-point shooters.
He is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's Castle. And again, Miami with the triple.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
MP, that's for 2. Over to the left wing. The wide open shot by Little. Buries it from 3-point range. Little's got 10 points in the game. The Heat have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Outside Aldridge. Pass to Morrison. Shot clock at 5. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. For San Antonio, they've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. Back to MP. Shoots. And the Spurs scoring again.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Outside Aldridge. Eason. And the dunk by Eason.
Leaping ability is off the charts. Not the biggest power forward, but
I don't know why Wimpy
outstanding,
moves out the way.
rising up off the ground.
For San Antonio, they've gotten 6 of their 7 shots to go down in this quarter. What a fantastic start to the half. Hands it from downtown. MP's got 40 points.
Oh, terrific move there. I think he may need to check those ankles. He's just left the defender on the ground.
Unbelievable handles. He's got more handles than a 6-door limousine. Quickness, body control, all of that on display.
Wembanyama against Eason. Here's Castle. Off target with his 3.
Yeah, one player sometimes can drag down your offense, and he seems to be an anchor here in this quarter.
MP looking around. The fader. That one drops for him. MP's got 13 points in the second half.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Here's Morrison. Little with the rebound.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
MP with it. Picked up by Aldridge. MP, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for San Antonio.
Great job by this team closing out, blocking a bunch of shots, and just a tremendous effort defensively.
And I feel like another part of tonight's game has been the hustle points, getting up and down, getting second chances, getting transition opportunities. They've been fantastic in that area.
Pass to Phillips. Here's Castle. To halt the run.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
Stop hesitating to pass it. Just pass it. Like
the 3. And it's MP with the rebound.
And it's another just bad decision on a night full of those. His shot selection tonight has been questionable at best.
Fires from deep. Clintman misses. And Miami shooting a pretty brutal 29% since the break. Pass to Topic. Here's Castle. Eason with it. Lets it go from deep. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
After not having a 3 during the first half, he's made 2 now this second half, and he looks hungry for more.
Now, here's MP. He's got 44. There's the drive. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Here's MP. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Brent, of all the things I could ask you, I've thought about this one. What would you say is the most important thing a team has to do to be an NBA champion?
Kevin, it's pretty simple. Accept your role. And when that happens, stars will be stars, and role players will be there to support the stars in any way they possibly can. But to accept your role and to sacrifice for the good of the team, it's going to give you a chance to hold that trophy.
And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. They've got Castle. He's out there with Morrison. And it's Aldridge in at small forward. Here's the screen. MP right side to the right side. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. 5 on the clock. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here.
Oh my gosh, why would you stop when he's still, man, dude.
Outside Aldridge.
Stuff that the CPU does in this game is just like, oh my goodness, 2K.
Pass to Phillips. Here's Deminick. Off target from three-point range.
Well, the D doesn't seem to be too worried about him from three-point range, and he shows us why still. I expect him to make one of those. He's been an absolute marksman the entire second half. Hard to imagine what anyone can do right now to slow him down.
And here are the Heat now. Here's Phillips. There's another block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. And it's blocked. Here's Morrison. Greg, a lot of parity around the NBA. You think fans like that?
It's a great question, Kevin, and there are trade-offs, but as a league, you've got to foster competition and live with the results. And the reality is, doesn't it feel better when there are more teams that have a legitimate chance to win it all? No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And the Spurs making a change here. Sarge is checked in, and Miami with a change here too. Eason's checked in. Pass to Castle. That 3 off the mark.
But that's a shot right there he's going to hit 9 times out of 10. We just saw the 10% he doesn't make.
MP, good.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
From deep, Morrison gets the bucket.
They're trying more and more to utilize the three-pointer. It's a good idea. That's his second 3 of the game. 1 in each half.
Here's MP, and it's Miami with the rebound. Now Eason. Pass to Castle. Looking to get back on track here, and he sinks the layup.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not.
Nice slash by MP right there. Love when he takes the initiative.
Miami's gone into a funk from downtown in the 4th. Only 1 of their 5 three-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Here's Castle. Rebounded by Clinton. Clinton's got 8 rebounds in this game. Here's MP. Eason with it. Outside Aldridge. The three-pointer off the mark. And here is Jenkins. Down low. And MP gets it to go on the assist by Jenkins. MP's got 53. Here's Morrison. Pass to Aldridge. Here's Eason. To the wing on the left. 5 to shoot. Miami needs to get a shot off. Here's Phillips. He's off on that one. Good defense by MP. And here's MP. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. To the middle. Lays it up and banks it in. MP's got 55.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
Pass to Castle.
2 minutes remaining.
Every team eventually goes through a coaching change, Brent, and how jarring is that when it happens, for instance, in midseason?
Kevin, it can be pretty devastating for some teams, but for other teams, that change could be refreshing. And a lot of times, if the coach has had a longer tenure with a team, you can feel like a fish out of water with a new voice coming in.
Drives to the hoop. And the basket by Castle.
That's nice
Bro,
vision
he's
there.
not
You
even
see
doing
that pass,
anything,
you
bro.
make the feed
He's not
before
even
the
doing
defense
shit.
has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
To the paint. Poke loose.
Oh, no, that was kind of
MP
clean.
gets to check
That was kind of clean.
His three-pointers off the mark. The Heat shooting a low 30% right now. An ugly offensive performance.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for San Antonio.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They
Okay.
definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
Hold on.
First game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for MP.
He was in the zone, and he's just a man on a mission, and that helped him notch that triple-double.
In his performance today,
Dude,
guys,
this game
it's
is
really,
so
I think,
fake, bro.
a triple-double for him.
Ooh.
Pass to Morrison. Outside Aldridge. They set the pick. Latrey. Morrison gets the bucket.
Stop just playing over your boyfriend, bro.
Air raid coming at them time and time.
Oh my
He's in
gosh.
his living room right now. He's found a comfort zone. Once he gets that, the defense knows they're in trouble.
Fifth personal foul. 15.
He's off on the first.
Shooting for Miami. Castle. At the line for
And he's good on the second. Beyond the arc. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they
Oh
can do
my
when they
gosh.
play that-
Watching it count. This game's sorry as hell, bro.